Thank you for this opportunity. For the next 1 week, I'll be the acting leader of opposition. The whole of this week, the leader of opposition is out of the country. Right Honorable Speaker, you've finished your communication. But Right Honorable Speaker, the country, the media, and the print media today, and for the last 1 day, is awash with a gift of 100 million for each member of parliament from the President of Uganda. And as the head of this institution, I'm saying the media.
Procedure, Honorable
And as the head of this institution,
Procedure, Honorable Kivumbi.
As the head of this institution.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, you communicated to this House, and we were reacting to your communication. And what the member is presenting is outside your communication. So is it procedural right for the member to raise another matter that was not in your communication at this point? So, Right Honorable Speaker, can we conclude with responses or reactions to your communication, and then the LOP can proceed? So is it procedural right Honorable Speaker, for us to handle a different matter when we wanted to react to your communication?
Thank you. Honorable colleagues, our rules of procedure are very clear that when a member goes on the floor to submit, he should submit on the subject matter that is going on. And now we are still reaction on the communication. So if we could conclude that, then I can allow Europe, okay? Okay? Okay, since we had allowed him, since he had already started, let him conclude instead of losing that time, which would. Let him just conclude. But Honorable colleagues, let's always...
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. As the head of this institution, when its name is in the media, in that regard, I expected that as the head and the chair of the session today, the first since these rumors came up, you will be up to explain what has happened. So may I beg you, Right Honorable Speaker, may I beg you, Right Honorable Speaker, with the due respect, that the country demands an explanation from the head of this institution of what is going on in regard to the 100 million allegation that is a gift to these members of parliament. I beg your indulgence.
Thank you. So, no one on the floor, Honorable Anifa. Order applies when there is someone on the floor. Can I have order in the House? Yes. Number one, Honorable colleagues, as the leadership of the House, we are responsible for what is budgeted and appropriated and only expenditures done by Parliament. That's number one. That's number one. Number two, Honorable colleagues, I will not sit here and I start legitimizing street talk. Because I'm a member of Parliament. Listen, I'm a member of Parliament. I have not received any coin. Neither have I received a call from anyone who has my money. If you know you have my money, please bring it. Yeah, someone might be eating on my behalf somewhere. Number three, Honorable colleagues. Number three, Honorable colleagues. Number three, Honorable colleagues. Please, if you go and you have your dealings somewhere, please don't involve the House here. Because we approved the budget, we approved all expenditure of government. We never approved any item here called a donation from the President to members of Parliament. We never approved anything of that. And finally, Honorable colleagues, and I saw those statements. Some were saying coffee bill, some were saying UPDF. Please, there is a way we protect each other. If you think for you will come out of this institution smarter and cleaner than the rest, and you marine all other people in this House. Honorable colleagues, the moment you put your colleagues in the mud, that mud will also go on you. I request you, if there is any matter of that kind, what I would expect, you can write to the head of the institution that I have heard about ABCD, okay? Please, I want you to interest yourself in the matter and investigate. And then therefore I would come to a responsible committee, we look for a way of investigating the matter. But I have seen in the papers the institution being soiled, members being soiled, some coming up and saying I haven't received, others I've received. Oh no, honorable colleagues, it's very unfortunate. Government Chief Whip, have you given any money? Because I saw you being put in the papers.
Right Honourable Speaker, from what I have also heard, I wish to state that each and every member of Parliament who sits in this House is paid through a statutory process. The member who was holding the floor alleged that members of Parliament, that implies himself inclusive. The basic principle of law is clear, that he who alleges must provide the proof. And he says, members of Parliament, can he confirm to this House where he has received his from? Because he's also a member of this House.
To do here, we have work to do. Please, this topic, I've closed it, okay? This topic is closed. On my communication,
Thank you, the Right Honourable Speaker.
Statements, and encourage those who have not yet to ensure that they finish by Thursday, 20th April, so that we have enough time to present and debate the reports. Honourable colleagues, also it has come to my attention that nearly every committee is inviting the Minister for Finance to appear before it. Please, that's not tenable. The Minister of Finance won't be able to appear before all committees, so I advise sectoral committees not to invite or to require the Minister of Finance to appear before them before processing, because the Minister of Finance will appear before the Budget Committee where he will present. Otherwise, we are going to have a situation of saying we have not yet completed because the Minister of Finance has not appeared. No. Ensure the minister in charge of the sectors, of the sector under you, appears before you, and that minister should have worked out with the Minister of Finance, because they have a liaison person who works with the Minister of Finance. So, Honourable Minister of Finance, I have guided the committees that the business of you being required to appear before every sector committee is not tenable on your part, and it's going to delay us. Since you appear before the Budget Committee to respond to consolidated issues from the various reports, that's where you should put emphasis. Honourable Minister for Finance, also, I require you on Tuesday to lay on table proof of payment of umeme and a statement on how you concluded your relationship with umeme, and then I will guide how best that statement will be handled. Because we promised when we were adopting here the report of the Auditor General that we shall require you to present proof of payment of umeme and conclusion of your relationship. So we shall be glad if you do that, so that we are able to move forward. Honourable colleagues, Parliamentary Anglican Chaplaincy will be having Easter Carol service officiated by His Grace the Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, the Most Reverend Dr. Samuel Kazimba Mugaru. It will be tomorrow, Thursday, 20th April 2025 at 10 p.m. in Conference Hall. This is to inform and request all of you to take note at 4 p.m. Yeah, to ensure that you attend. So tomorrow we shall end session early, plenary early, so that we are able to go and be with His Grace. And tomorrow also, for your information, plenary will start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Yes, because you need time to debate these reports. I don't have where to buy time from, so I'll be starting from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that, but for tomorrow it's a unique day because we shall have His grace. But during the time of processing municipal policy statements, I want to give you enough time to debate. I want you to, present your views. And the only way we can do that is by starting at 10 a.m., then we have a break of 30 minutes for lunch, and then we again proceed up to around 6 p.m. That we can do. Just, if possible, even up to 10 p.m. I'm still energetic. I'm fit enough. Okay? Yeah. A reaction to my communication? Honorable Samba?
It's indeed a challenge for the minister to be attending to all committees just because he's operating alone. Right Honorable Speaker, we have about 4 ministers, more than 4 ministers in the Ministry of Finance. If these ministers, the 5, if they acted as a team, Right Honorable Speaker, that if they acted as a team around this time, because we are not taking a lot of time, Honorable Musazo or whoever is a team leader can brief them on matters per sector. And they can come and respond to these issues, Right Honorable Speaker. So not to go against your guidance, I'm just pleading with you to ask the minister to form a team that can respond to the demands of the respective committees. Thank you very much, Right Honorable.
Honorable
Speaker, my concern still is on that specific issue. Because when we are processing ministerial policy statements, it boils back to Ministry of Finance, Right Honorable Speaker. Now, I take your guidance, really, but I think Ministry of Finance needs to get more organized. And yes, and allocate officers. But you're asking the sector, and they're telling you finance. And you're looking around in the committee, Right Honorable, and there's no one from finance. And now you're wondering, are we doing anything serious, or we are doing a formality? Because you're looking at releases that were not done, suppressions, the gaps, the funding gaps, and the rest of the things. And the sector in itself cannot explain these things, Right Honorable Speaker. And as you are aware, towards the budget, by the time they come to the budget, where we, of course, members, the time is not there. There is a rush. And you cannot recap on all the other issues that happened or occurred during the time they were appearing during the MPS. So I beg your indulgence, Right Honorable, that Ministry of Finance gets more organized, and these staff take concerns. Even when they cannot respond, they go back to their ministers and take NCO people, and they furnish these committees in time with the concerns raised during the processing of the ministerial policy statements. Thank you very much.
But you see, Honorable Chimosho, to the budget committee, where you chairpersons are members, you're in a rush, okay? They're not giving you enough time. I think this is what I communicated earlier on when we were starting the budgeting process, that it has to change. A very good example. The statements we adopt today, now budget committee should start meeting so that it has enough time. That's why we are putting you on pressure that conclude on processing municipal policy statement so that budget committee can also start working, okay? In line with you getting enough time. Okay? So budget committee, budget committee chair is not here, okay? But for budget committee, please, starting tomorrow, if possible, if your schedule can allow, but I think maybe Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday, let the committees start appearing, and the Minister of Finance will be in the budget committee to pick out issues, because he cannot sort them at sector committee level. I had allowed the Honorable Repe.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Process, and then the enabling law, which is structured differently. We very well know that there is a program-based budgeting. That's what we are following now, where you find what we call now sectors when we are composing the committees that discuss this budget. So there's a mismatch. And in most times, we have raised this matter with the MDAs, and they throw it back to Parliament that we are not the ones processing, because to handle that aspect of the enabling law, to structure it accordingly, it should be done by this side of government, that's the legislature. So I'm bringing it to your attention to get to know that is the situation. When we ask them, they throw the ball back to us. So as the leader of this house, maybe we would want indulgence from you on the same. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable, you know.
Through committee. But there's a leeway. In many cases, we raise questions and give options, even to the respondents, something like 1 or 2 days, so that this would be dynamic, not to reject and be arrogant, because most of these agencies or the ministries, as if they allude to the fear that their responses don't.
So it's been a hectic issue. I've received reports. Do you have officers attached committees?
Thank you, Right Honorable. I committed to support all the committees of Parliament in processing and scrutinizing the budget, sitting to consider ministerial policy statements. Each committee is for us to appear in time to every committee of Parliament. Yes, but also it is the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. We support the functioning of government beyond appearing before the committees of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, when we are concluding the budget, I'm going to move a motion for consideration of ministerial policy statements. Parliament is going to make observations and recommendations. Mr. Speaker, all these should allow committees, together with their sector ministers, because this budget is your policy statements here, should be able to respond to the issues that happen in their sectors. Then when we come to the budget committee at consolidation stage, I will respond to those issues which probably could have been of urgent attention by the ministry that have not been able to be responded to